Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday. Today, I'm Jess with Jess's Craft Therapy. Can everybody hear me? Perfect. Thank you, Renee. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, DB. Good morning, Miss Carol Coleman. Good morning, Kristen. I'm going down the list. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, Jennifer. So I'm flying solo today. I know that Stacy has been flying solo a lot because this is my busy season. So I'm doing a lot of events, and I'm actually getting calls for people asking me to go to their events, not just me looking out for events. So it's been nice. My business has definitely been growing. So good morning, Annette. Yes, good morning, 12 is non-AG attendees. Yes. So I'm going to fly solo today. So I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. But a lot of people ask me how I make my cards. So I'm going to give a kind of like a tutorial on how I create my cards. Now these can be created in Cricut Design Space or Leonardo Design Studio. But here is an example of one of my cards that I make, my thank you cards. I'm also going to show on how I make a QR code for free. Gotta love free. So I'm going to go over this and just how I do it and what my steps are. I'm also going to show you how I make my little sticker. Let me grab some. Actually, I should have grabbed some earlier. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Keisha. So I'm also going to show you guys how I make these. So these are what I put on my keychains, my reed diffusers, my anything that has like a string. These are easy to attach to them, and they're stickers, so they wrap around and attach to themselves. And I'll show you how I made these as well. Does anybody else create their own cards, their own contact cards? Or I also make my own business cards because I like the fact that these are cut out like around the edges, like they're unique. But you can also make them. I also make them on stickers because I put the stickers on my bags that I give people when they buy stuff. So I put them on the outsides of my bags, or you can actually make them to use them like on if you sell boxes and you ship boxes. So anybody has anybody ever designed their own cards like that? Has anybody ever designed a QR code? Let me getting on my phone so I can see the chat when I'm getting on my phone so I can see the chat when that was loud. Okay, there we go. So I can see my chat when I share my screen because obviously I can't see it on here. You want to do a QR code on your card, Keisha? That's awesome, Gail. I've never done the tree link, our link tree. I know people have said to me, but um, I have most of the time I'll put just my website or actually my Facebook, because I'm really bad about keeping up on my website, but I always put everything I make on my Facebook. Um, so I usually just put my QR code for my Facebook on my cards, because then I just have let them know that my link to my website to purchase things on there, or they can just contact me through Facebook. Oh yeah. Okay, let me in here. Oh, I was going to show you. So I finished my first ever quilted runner. So I have to show it off. See it? Good morning, precious pieces. So yeah, that's my first ever quilted runner that I made. Now I think I'm gonna start my the beach one, because I love the beach. That's like my happy place. I have a few tattoos from the beach. So I'm gonna share my screen. See if I can do this. Okay. Can everybody see it? Whoa. Oh. Like, wait, why is it making noises? How in the world? What is going on? Okay. Oh, it's gonna make me share the whole screen apparently, not just All right, what about now? Good morning, precious pieces. Thank you for coming in. I need to figure out how to make this so I can actually see it without having to keep looking down. Oh gosh. There we go. Good morning, D Smith. Thank you for coming in. Why is it not? my face off there. Can you see it? Can you hear me now? Probably because I took my camera offline. Okay, perfect. Thank you, ladies. Okay, so this is where I go for my QR codes. One, because it's free, and two, because you can change different things. I've never heard of Avery, Kristen. I don't know what that one is. See, there's a tutorial you should give us. So right here, where it says enter content, you're going to put the website that you want in this line. I usually just copy and paste. Set colors, so you can change your colors on your QR code that you want it to print. Now it does download as a PNG, but you can change the PNG to an SVG. You can either use it like go want to use one of the free programs on the website, or I usually change it just using Leonardo Design Studio and Pro, where you can export SVGs and then turn it into an SVG. Oh, okay, Kristen, the Avery website. I also like now when you make your cut, if you decide that you want to change the color of your QR code, you got to remember that people are going to try scanning this. This one right here, Keisha, is called QR code, all one word, -monkey.com. Here, I'll copy it and put it in the chat. So when you choose your colors, you need to make sure they're going to be dark, not too light, because if it's too light, then you can't scan it. It won't work. I really need to look into that link tree, or maybe that's what my next step will be, is deciding how to do a link tree. So you can, on this one, you can, each step, you can create QR code and it'll change it so that you can see it. So like this one is now a QR code to my Facebook page. And you can just play with it. So you can change the colors. All you do, if you want a specific color, you can just enter the color number, or you can just go down here randomly and pick. But like this color, this light blue, I do not recommend it because you will not be able to see it good enough on a card for your phone to scan it, because some phones are picky. Other ones not so much. So these light colors I do not recommend. Darker ones, of course, they work, because that's what I have on mine. Let's see, that one. And then you can also choose the style that you want. So this is the radial or linear. Linear, it just goes top to bottom. Radial goes outside to inside. Good morning, Rachel. How are you today? You can also change the background color instead of having it white. I don't recommend that, because if you're going to put it on a contact card or somewhere where people can scan it, if you change the color of the background, it can make it much harder to scan. But I do recommend changing the color, because if you change the color, it kind of grabs people's attention rather than just having it black. But I wouldn't, like I said, don't do two lights of color. I wouldn't recommend more than like two color choices. Oh, sorry. All right, so now that I've got the link set, we'll go back up here to enter content. So that's the link. I set the colors that I want right here. Now the next thing is, in the middle of this, you can actually put your own logo in here. You don't have to if you don't want to. I always put my logo in there, or something related to my related to what I'm doing. I actually, because I before the Linktree thing became a thing, I would put my what the image is, or like I would just take it. If you don't want to put your logo in there, I would take like the Facebook, and if you oh, that's not the one I wanted. And then if you click the logo, it puts it right in the middle. I always hit the remove background because then it'll make a little bit of a space between the logo and the QR code, so it kind of sticks out. This is also really helpful if you're going to do an event and you need like a Venmo, or you use PayPal, or some other form of electronic payment. You can change it for that QR code so it will be, you'll know what QR code it goes for. Because like on my, I have a cutout. Apparently I didn't have. I have a cutout that I did on my laser with acrylic for my events, and each I have one QR code for each form of payment that I take. Yeah, Zelle, and Venmo. Venmo's a big one. As Keisha, you can, as long as you have like a website type link for it. So do you have it like on a Google Drive? Because you can do a QR code for like a Google Drive. I know, Rachel. I don't know. It's been a long week, very long week. I've got a lot going on. Good morning, Vonnie. You're a new name. Thanks for coming in. And everybody, if you appreciate it, if you can hit that like button and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Stacy and I both come on every week. Stacy is at Applique Getaway this week, so I'm flying solo, which is fine. I've been doing that a lot to her because she's I'm in my busy season. Rachel, I need some like IV caffeine stat. Good morning, Picture Me Crafted, Miss Melinda. Okay, so since this is my Facebook page, I'm going to use the Facebook logo. Like I said, you can also put your own logo in there if you want to use that. And I always hit create QR code as I go because I want to make sure that it's actually what I'm looking for. I don't like that one. Yeah, we'll leave that one. And then next step, so after you get those few steps done, you can change the shape of the body of the QR code. So for instance, say you want it more rounded or circular, or rounded edges, you can change the outlook of it. You can make it more rounded. For these, this is for the circles, or you can change it right here. You can also change this one and make it, instead of squares, you can make it more rounded. That looks kind of weird, but it's whatever personal preference you like. It also, if you're going to use it as an SVG, I highly recommend not using too many circles because the circles are very hard to weed. So I highly recommend the squares more if you're going to turn it in from that PNG to an SVG. You definitely use the bigger pieces. Eyeball. I don't think I've ever used the eyeball one. Not sure what that one does. So like I said, you can just keep playing with it. You can change it, modify it however you like to make it look. For some reason, it's very filled in this time. Last time I did it wasn't so filled in. So after you get it the way you want it, you just hit the SVG So it'll download it as an SVG for you. And then save as. Oh, thank you, Rachel. You're welcome. I've had a lot of people reach out to me for my cards because I actually, like I said, I know a lot of people have come in. I can show. Let me save this real quick. And I'll make it my screen bigger here. Let's see. Okay. So this is what I'm going to show you guys to make with your QR code. So any pictures, a lot of my pictures that I get are from Creative Fabrica or ones that were in Leonardo Design Studio. And then the other thing I do is, because people are always saying to me to do the making sure that your logo is on everything that you make when it leaves the building. I also, am I frozen? Did it freeze? I think I'm frozen. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, it's because I don't know why it is, but my computer does not like when it goes to high definition. Aha! Now we're back. Hopefully that'll work. Is it working better? So, after I watched one of Rachel's videos, and her biggest lesson was making sure everything has your logo on it when it leaves your house or where your location is that you're making your stuff. So after I watched that video, that was like eons ago, like forever ago, I think. I decided that I was going to create little wraparound labels for, like, see, I know my phone number is on there, but wraparound labels like these. And I put them on my air fresheners. I put them on anything, like all my wood plaques. I wrap it around the piece that that allows it to hang, like the nail or whatnot. Even on the back of my plaques, my wooden plaques that have nails, I wrap it around that. So that way I make sure everything has my logo on it so they know where it came from. So, yes, Rachel. Yep. All right. So I'm going to go back in, add my stuff to stage. So this is where I go. Leonardo Design Studio. Oh, I got to put that one back on there. Okay. You guys see my Leonardo? So sometimes, I guess it just depends on personal preference. I don't know why it says design library. I'm not even in that. So let's say I want to create mine from scratch. Sometimes I go into, like, I think I got this one from Leonardo Design Studio like a long time ago. This one is one that I found. I don't remember where I found it, but I try to put something of everything that I do on my card. So I want to make sure that everybody knows everything that I do. It's kind of hard because you don't want to put too much on there, but oh, yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. That's crazy. I should have done this before, but let me go back and look at chat here. Good morning, Lakeisha. Good morning, Bedazzling Designs. How are you? Good morning, everybody that I may have missed. I appreciate everybody coming in. So right now, all I'm doing is bringing in my stuff so that I can create the card that I want. Sorry, I thought I had already edited these, but so I'm actually taking this. Anybody, if I'm slicing out the pieces that I want out of these PNGs, if anybody wants me to slow down or explain my steps, just let me know. Good morning, Niall. Good morning, is it Fee so in peace? Sorry if I butchered that. I apologize. Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing. So right now, again, all I'm doing is getting rid of extra pieces that I don't want in my card. You can put whatever decorations you want on it. You can change it how it colors if you want it. Just make sure you don't over and saturate it, and make sure that you don't use too bright of colors, because a lot of people don't like colors that are like crazy. Okay, next thing I need is my QR code. I got that one. Oh, I didn't put that one on there. And a lot of these images I get from Creative Fabrica, so they don't have to be, you don't have to pay for them unless you're paying. Obviously, I have to pay for the yearly fee for that, but there's my QR code, and it's coming in as an SVG. That's why it's like that one. Here's a picture of my Juliet. I actually don't even remember where I got that one from. And I just bring in random stuff. I mean, I don't, and then I kind of put it together. Okay, let's get rid of that now. Whoa, goodness. Okay, let's get rid of some of these. This one's up here. I wonder why I turn black like that. Oh, I deleted it. Okay. So now I'm gonna kind of move in. So obviously for my cards, it's gonna be print and cut. Sorry if I miss anybody. I'm trying to go look through. Making sure I'm trying not to miss too many. So like I said, this is personal preference at this point, bringing in whatever you would like to use in your card. So I'm going to use a few different things. I kind of keep it towards what I'm going to be, what I offer, what I do, what I use. You can also go into the design library or and look what they got in there. I think some of these I've actually gotten in there. Like there's a butterflies. Sometimes I just looked up crafty, see what they have. You can do it by hobbies. Oh, there's where that one came from, the Juliet. And then they have different ones you can use in it. You can use the Romeo. I've used the Romeo. And we'll add that one. Okay, so now what I do, so you can go into Creative Fabrica. Let me see if I have. Oh, I'm just going to Creative Fabrica. So I go into Creative Fabrica. I don't need that no more. And get a starter contact card. If you don't want to start from complete scratch, you can look up under contact card. You can look up under business card. However you want to start. Oh, hold on a second. Let me. I believe so. I think the I believe this is a free the Leonardo Design Studio is the library is free to everybody. I don't think they charge for it. What link were you looking for? Rachel, I hope it's okay. I made you a moderator because I've learned so much from you. You're like one of my inspirations. So you should be able to post a link, whatever link you guys were looking for. Thank you, Kristen. Good morning, Jesse. Thank you for coming in. But like I said, all these you can choose all these and make your own design. Let me go back and see. Oh, let me see if I can find. You guys were looking for her link. Okay, sorry. One thing at a time here. I keep getting sidetracked. Okay, so on these, so you through Creative Fabrica, you can choose a starting card. So if you want to have something like to start you off with that you can modify, these would be great things. Let's see. Let me choose one. This one's pretty. I'll use this one. I'll download this one. And then I can show you how you can change it and modify it. And there's hundreds and hundreds of pre-started business cards that you can choose from. So, oh no, Keisha, that is just craziness. You need to get that out, girl. Get that thing out and work it. Okay, let's go back to this one. And then obviously I saved it, so now I can extract it, unzip it. It is, Robin, and this is actually one of the free ones that's in Creative Fabrica that anybody can modify. I mean, these ones, that's how I started mine, was with the border and stuff. Yes, Vonnie, we are supporters of everybody. What in the world? No, That's a different type of fonts, really? That all that was fonts? Gold mock-up. That's why. Okay. Guess we have to pay attention to what's actually is. These are all mock-ups. I don't want mock-ups. Crazy. Well, I'll say wow, Gail, thank you. I appreciate everybody liking our page. Next week, I believe Stacy and I were going to do a celebration for me. I'm working on a single needle 4x4 embroidery project that I'm creating, so it should be definitely interesting. I don't actually know how to digitize, but I know how to bring in different things to modify them to the way we are. Kristen, you'll have to see paper quilling at the library. That would be fun. Something different. Let me, I don't know why this isn't coming across as a, oh, maybe I'll just do it that way. Maybe I'll business card, that's Fiji. Oh. Oh, that's not right. Aha. Let's see. Why do they all come in as mock-ups? I never had this issue before. Anybody have any tips or tricks on how to get it to an actual card? Well, let me go back here and see if I can. Oh. Apparently, I didn't save any. I've never had such a hard time finding this before. Let me go and see. Anybody have any? I extracted it, but it's not. I don't understand why it's not just bringing up the card. Because it's not even bringing up like a PNG or an SVG file, which is really weird. Oh, compatible with Adobe Photoshop. That's why. I don't have Adobe. Oh well, we can just figure it out without one. But there is ways you can find let me see here. Oh, here's some that I've used too. So I use the thank you cards and modify them into your own card. You can do whatever you want with them. We'll try this one again. Apparently, I've never seen that where it says that it um it's only for Adobe Illustrator. I don't think I've ever used Adobe Illustrator. I tried that, Robin. It didn't really work for me. It didn't do anything. It was weird. I don't know. It's because I'm live. That's why it's not working for me. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know why they need like 20 steps, but this one's Canva. Really? You know what? We're just gonna make our own because I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding that. So, what I usually do, we'll just start with a box here. I think I usually do. Well, there we go. Size wise for one card, I usually do 3 by 2.5. 2.5 to 3/4. Whoop. Maybe it's longer. Oh, we'll just tie it back to my tired brain here. All right. Agreed, Robin. Renee, I typed the business cards, but when I brought it up, it said Adobe for everything. Let me try it one more time. Just business card template. Next time I'll have to show you guys how I print them on the front and back when I do my cards. Yep, see? Adobe Illustrator. Oh, PDF. Okay, let me try without template. Oh, hold on one second. All right, let me go back up here and look. Did you choose one of them, Renee? Did it work? Thank you, Kristen, for that. All right, let's try this one. Oh, I got like 20 different downloads on here. Should have found one beforehand and just used that one, but you know, why would we want to prepare all the way? Let's see, there's our, I don't know. Not what I want either. Okay, anyways, we're gonna go without it. We're just gonna use this. So, you can bring in a frame. That's what I can do. We'll just make it with a frame. You can go on to Creative Fabric and find frames. And use whatever frame you would like. Like you can put one to bows, you can let's see. Don't mind the people walking behind me. Let's see. I'm trying to find one that would work for. There's another idea. We can look in Leonardo Design Studio and see if there's any in there too. I bet you there is. What? No. Oh, I was on the wrong one. Oh, look at that. There's a couple of cute ones. Wonder if it'd be under. Hmm. It's always going to be a blip. All right, we'll use one of these ones. Sorry, everybody. A little delayed, you know, that's how lives go. All right, this will work much better. And then I can change it whatever color I wanted. I'll use this one. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna start adding the things however I want. So first I'll put my business name. And pick one of the pretty fonts. But make sure it's legible. So when you're doing cards or signs or anything, you don't want to have people to have to get up like right 2 inches from your face so they can read it. So make sure it's legible, not too cursive, bold. You don't want real thin lines. Um, let's see. So like this one, I wouldn't recommend so much for the card because that's really hard to read. And I like that one. We'll try that one. And you can actually be instead of making it really big, what I do because I need the extra area is I will make it bigger and then put it how I want it and then downsize it. So that way I can see all the little details or whatnot. Let's try. So what's everybody else working on? Oh, forgot to send this to the back. So that way all your pieces will be on the front. I did forget to bring in the most important piece, which was my QR code. That is not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, so the blue I'm not going to have on the back when I'm done. I just use it so I can see it better. Oh, so I just kind of fill it in with everything that I like, everything that I offer. Of course, you want to make sure you have contact information. You want to give some, but not too much. So I usually put that and then my email on there. And these are, like I said, these are dual purpose. You can use them not only for a contact card, but it's also great to put on, make them into stickers or into labels for your items to put on the back, or make like keychain hooks, like my little ones, which I'll show you how to make those. And actually, this, as small as it is, I didn't add my QR code to that one because I didn't think it would work, but it might be worth a shot to try it. Let's see. And then again, whenever you put any contact information, you just want to make sure it's legible, not too cursive, not too small. Um, Apparently, I have a lot of fancy prints here. There we go. So I know I've gone kind of through this fast. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. Um, but I mean, it's pretty basic. Just adding all the things you want, not overwhelming it, making sure it's legible, not too small, not too cursive. Um, and then after I get the information I want on there, I'm gonna group it. That way I can go into, so say if you want to have a shape to your card, like this one, you can actually cut around the outside border. So you can go down here to the star with the line around it, and you can make it cut an outline after you print them because it's a print and cut. So you can have it cut an outline so it'll be an instead of just a normal rectangular shape, kind of like I did with my heart ones. And actually, I think I designed those ones in uh, Cricut Design Studio. That was like forever ago. And then you can make it as big or as far as you want it to cut out. Typically, I make it a little ways out just so that it has a bigger border on it. So for my little stickers, what I do is I'm going to ungroup it because I don't, this QR code is going to be way too small, so I'll take that out. I'll move some of this stuff up here. What in the world just happened there? Remove this because it's not letting me click on what I want. For some reason, it separated my, when I ungrouped it, it separated my Romeo image. Oh, and it, actually, let me I'm gonna do it a different way here. Now that I just did all that. Okay, so what you can do for this is you can just take the whole thing after you rearrange them how you want. And make them smaller. So then like crazy. So to make your sticky, let's go back. So now after you've created your cards, you can print and cut those. So to make the sticky tags for your product, so if you're going to put them on air fresheners or hanging decor, I do prefer pictures because people will pay attention to pictures more than they will words. I've had my first set of cards was a lot of words and people just get overwhelmed. I actually had a lady tell me that all the words on their overwhelming pictures are much easier and graphs it much better for people. Because even kids, they know what the symbols mean, so it attracts kids as well. Kind of like picture books. Kids will pay attention to more picture books with colors than they would actual words that are in the pictures. And then if you get too much writing on it, people just keep walking because they just don't want to read it. Okay, so to make my little sticky things, I take my image. Actually, you don't even need to make a square. We'll just do it out of the actual image here. So, I don't remember. I did it a 1. Oh, on these ones. So, on these ones, I did a 1/2 inch by 3/4 of an inch squares. So, but we'll just do the 2 by 1/4 inch so that's easier to see. And then I group them, and then I copy them. So then I have 2. So then I kind of line them up how I want them. So because it's going to be on a sticker, it's going to be folded over the string or over the back piece where you can connect it instead of having to attach it to the actual product. You can connect it to each other. That way the person can take it off and not have any residual on the actual product, but they still have the information of where it came from. So I take 2 of those and then I highlight both of them. And then I go up here to arrange and then align objects. First, I do the bottom so that they're straight across on the bottom. And then after I get them arranged, I actually make sure that they're locked after they're arranged, because that way they won't move on you. I'll grab another square and turn it into a long, thin rectangle. And I make it long enough so that I can attach it to both sides like this. This is where you're probably going to want to zoom in to make sure that you have them close enough on both sides so that way they're touching. So after you get it even on both sides and you get the line across and they're touching the very end of both of the items, you're going to highlight all of it. And then you're going to go up here and you're going to go to weld. Oh, no, not weld. Make this one. Oh, dang it. Forgot to color it white. because it's not, you don't want it to print white, you just want it to color out. So then again, after I change it to white, I'm just actually going to group it. But I forgot, well, change it all black. And then after you group it, I mean, you can put an outline around it if you want, but after you group it, then it becomes one solid piece. So here, I'll show you. See, now it's one solid piece. There's a white piece in there, but it's one solid piece. After you got it all grouped, then you're going to click on that and you're going to, let me get rid of this. You're going to go down here to the star with the line around it again, and you're going to contour cut it. So that way, after you print your image on both sides and you cut it, it will be one solid piece where you can bend it over and attach it to the item. A giant sticker per se. So it makes it easy to attach to things that aren't so easy to have stickers on, or you don't want to ruin items. Is there any other questions that I missed? I know I've been on here over an hour and struggling for half of it. Good morning, Rosalind. Everybody's gardening this year, huh? Barb, I bet you got a big garden going on. The bar in the middle depends on what I'm gonna put it on, Rachel. So for this one, because I use it for my my car fresheners or my reed diffusers, I have it about 2 inches long. So all you would have to do to get a whole bunch, you can just keep copying them. So I usually make a full page at a time. And I just keep lining them up so I get a full page of them at a time to apply to my item. Whoop, that's not where I wanted. And I just fill up the whole page as much that allow me before I cut them. Yeah, Rachel, because sometimes I'll get bigger items like my tumblers. I put them sometimes on my tumblers, my duo lid tumblers on the handle. I'll put them on there so that way people have it on there as well. So that way it's on everything. I put it on everything before it goes out the door. And I also keep some on hand in case I forget something, like at my shows. I'll be putting stuff out and say, there's no tag on that. I guess you could also, instead of putting all your, like all the pictures and stuff, you could just put your QR code on there. That would be a good one too. See, I learned something. I taught myself today. Just put your business name and a QR code. That'd be an idea. Thanks, Gail. I do need to design me a tag though, like for like inside shirts and stuff, like an embroidered tag type thing. Although I don't sell very many shirts. I'm more of the item people. Well, is there any other questions that anybody has? In my head, that went a lot smoother than it actually did. Rachel, did you see my chicken runner that I finished? And then next week, like I said, Stacy and I will be on. I'm trying to create my very first. I don't know if we're gonna make it into a pin cushion or if we're gonna make it into like a wrist wallet, maybe. But we're gonna try to make it by the 4x4 so everybody can participate because I know some people only have 4x4s. So it should be interesting. But we're both celebrating. We both got over 100, so I can show you again. Thank you, everybody. I'm working on now. I think I'm gonna do like a nautical beach one because I love the beach. But thank you, everybody, for coming in today. We're, like I said, Stacey and I will be back on next week, next Saturday, both together. We'll probably get a recap of how her applique getaway went for everybody. I know they're having a lot of fun over there, so I hope they enjoyed themselves and everybody was safe from traveling. If you have any other questions regarding the stickers or the contact cards, you can message me. I'm more than willing to help. Everybody have a great week, and we will see you next Saturday. Stacy and I will see you both next Saturday. We appreciate everybody coming in and supporting in the bushes or chatting away. Again, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a great, happy crafting week. Bye.